What's going on, guys? Ravi Bavala here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly who I was, who I am now, and where I'm going. So to sum up a very lengthy past, essentially to get to where I am today, I was going to be a lawyer. My whole life I wanted to be a law school. You guys might actually be able to relate to this. My friends, my family, my parents, everybody told me that law school was the right path to go in order to get a safe, secure job that paid well. I watched every single episode of Law & Order, and I watched what I saw on TV and in books that I thought lawyers were about. It wasn't until I actually got around lawyers that I realized what they were actually about, right? Every single lawyer I spoke to was actually telling me not to be going to law school and not to become a lawyer. That started shifting my mentality as to what I actually wanted to do and versus what other people told me I should do. Although my parents wanted what was best for me, at the time, they didn't actually understand what was best for me because I didn't know what was best for me. So after graduating from college with the intent of going to law school, I took a year off to study for the law school admission test. During that year, about 4 days after I graduated from college, my dad was diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer. That totally shifted my life. I dropped everything I was doing, moved up to Atlanta, and took him to chemo and radiation for almost a year, 5 days a week. Wake up at 5 a.m., study for law school until 9, drive my dad to the hospital, was in the hospital with him from 9 to 5, and then whenever we got home from the hospital, I went right back to the basement and studied for law school. After about a year of doing this, I took the LSAT. I scored in the top 10% of test takers in the nation. I could have had my pick of the litter for any of the top law schools in the nation, but I still remember this day coming down the stairs and telling my dad, after reading an incredible book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up, I learned that I was caring way too much about what everybody else thought of me and not what I wanted to do. So I still remember this day. I walked down the stairs and told my dad I wasn't going to be a lawyer. Obviously, him, my family, my friends, it was a pretty big surprise to everybody that knew. And instead of going down the law school route, I figured I had no job, I had no kids, I had no girlfriend, I had no house payment, I had no car payment. Nobody even knew I even existed anymore because I dropped off the face of the earth to take care of my dad. And so I decided to get into entrepreneurship. I bought a few online courses, I started learning this whole digital marketing thing. Within 3 weeks, I got a client paying me $1,000 a month. While I was making that money, I also was working in an Italian restaurant here in Atlanta, making less than $1,500 a month, working 60 hours a week. As you can imagine, my mindset shifting from going to one of the top law schools in the nation, getting a guaranteed $180,000 a year, to working in an Italian restaurant and trying to make an online business. Nobody really believed me in what I was doing, and nobody even told, my family didn't even tell anybody what I was doing as well, because it was a little bit of shock to everybody. Long story short, what actually ended up happening is I kept on reinvesting my money back into my company and back into myself, buying courses, mentorships, programs. Very, very quickly, I found that I was actually not only good at marketing, but good at sales. I've now built multiple 7-figure companies. I travel the world full time. I now actually do the exact same thing for other people. So not only do I run my companies I grew up to 7 figures to this date, but now I'm working in the one-on-one and group settings with other online entrepreneurs trying to do the exact same thing, building their companies. We install the same systems, processes, standard operating procedures, and employees and virtual assistants that I use to grow all of my companies into their companies as well, and I've actually found my true passion in doing that. So now I pretty much travel the world full time. About 30 days ago, I moved in with my best friends into a 5,000 square foot house on the water in San Diego, California. And now I essentially travel the world whenever and whenever with whoever I would like. And I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now where it all began, speaking at an event that I was actually an attendee at 1 year ago. I was a doe-eyed attendee making no money, $6,000 in debt, and now I'm coming back at it again, speaking at the event as an authority, trying to help other people the same way the speakers last year helped me. In the future, I hope to actually do this continuously for the next 30, 50 years, taking online entrepreneurs or individuals that have businesses that are stagnant, that got into entrepreneurship in order to have time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, but yet have none of the three. And I'm working with them one by one to build those foundations so they can live the life they deserve. And I'm excited to do that for you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really appreciate your patience going through it. That was pretty much a 1-minute recap on an entire past 24 months of my life and the journey I've come to here. I will be pumping out an insane amount of content across all of my platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to me on all of those there so you can watch my journey along the process. Thank you again.